Imagine looking up into the night sky, and suddenly it explodes. Deafening booms, blinding streaks of color. Now imagine you have to describe what you just witnessed to someone else, but the word fireworks hasn't been invented yet. This is the exact problem facing Marco Polo in Gary Jennings' novel. Standing in the ancient city of Khanbalik, Polo witnesses a massive fireworks display for the very first time. Because he cannot simply tell the reader, "I saw fireworks," he has to physically construct the experience using alternative language. He must assemble the sights, the sounds, and the physical sensations so that we feel the explosion right alongside him. Overcoming this linguistic hurdle, building a visceral experience entirely from scratch, is exactly how an author engineers the literary concept known as mood. To build that atmospheric baseline, the author relies on their first specific tool, sensory details. Sensory details are specific words and phrases that appeal directly to our physical senses. As the chart highlights, sight and sound are the most common ways to drop a reader into a scene. Looking at the text, Polo avoids calling the event loud. Instead, he names it an ear-clapping thump and a terrific noise. He even layers in the physical scent, pointing to a trail of sharp-smelling blue smoke drifting down. By targeting our ears and noses, the text forces our brains to simulate the event. Those abstract words become a tangible, chaotic environment we can actually feel. But sometimes, literal sensory words are insufficient to capture something entirely alien. That is when writers deploy their second tool, figurative language. Rather than decorative poetry, similes and metaphors act as highly functional translation devices. They compare the completely unknown to something the reader already understands. Watch Jennings translate the explosions. He uses a direct simile, stating the sparks look like the desert's mysterious beads of heaven. To communicate the massive scale, he relies on metaphor. The sky becomes whole constellations of different colored sprinkles and streaks. By attaching the unimaginable event to familiar concepts like beads and constellations, figurative language successfully bridges the gap between Marco Polo's bizarre reality and our own lived experience. Let's step back and look at the combined psychological effect of these choices on us, the audience. The text piles on ear-clapping thumps, sharp smells, and bursting constellations in rapid succession. This calculated layering produces a very specific feeling of tumult and bewilderment. That specific atmosphere or emotion a text is engineered to arouse within you, that is mood. As an active reader, your job is to track and decode these atmospheric manipulations. You are looking for the exact tools the author uses to pull you into the scene. Now it's time to test this out. Open your master notebooks to page 11. You are going to dive back into Khanbalik and start cataloging the specific sights, sounds, similes, and metaphors Jennings uses to build this explosive scene.